What a lovely performance. What a lovely performance. Thank you for such a great performance, Nanongwane. That was a great, great song that you sang for us here.
Thank you so much, Neo, for having me. And hi to all the followers on Twitter. Thank you for having me as well in your homes, on your phones.
No, thank you, thank you. It's on Twitter, it's on Instagram, it's on YouTube. We are all over now.
Awesome. Siyabangena vele.
Yeah. How have you been?
I've been good. You know, the past 2 weeks have been very exciting for me. A good start. I'm really, really excited. And I'm actually excited to be here chatting to you.
No, the pleasure is all mine. The pleasure is all mine. I remember I first saw you actually at the Dome 2017. I saw you from a distance. That was it. And then we have met a couple of times now.
Both of us are lovers of music, especially our biggest artist, Dr. Tumi. So, I mean, it's such a wonderful thing that we can meet through following someone and we end up interviewing each other like this. Yeah. So I'm really honored.
So tell us about your career, because I think me included, you shocked us when we saw that poster that your single is coming out, your EP is coming out.
Nano has been singing almost all my life. Grew up in a family that sings. Went into Sunday school, primary school, choirs, high school. And then when I became born again, I understood the gospel even more. Then I started being in worship teams where I would be leading songs, you know. But I think it was 2010 where it dawned clearly that I needed to do something bigger than the church, something bigger than my local church or my national church that I was in. I needed to do something where I can reach multitudes of people, you know. But then because of work, I had to move to Johannesburg, where now I didn't know a lot of people who I could work with, because most of my guys were back in Durban, until last year during lockdown, where I decided, okay, now I'm going to do this. So all this other time, the 10 years in Joburg, I was actually supporting music fully. You know, buying tickets, promoting other artists. And I believe God was training me even during that time.
You mentioned you've been in Joburg for 10 years now. And how has it been in terms of the music compared to Durban?
You know what? Joburg is wide. Joburg is big. And you really have to be in spaces where people are doing music. So when I came here, I got to know about Sophia Town. That's where I met your people like Lebu Murolo, who were playing jazz there sometimes, you know, and I loved him. I loved his character. I loved how he played music. So that's how I became friends even with him on Facebook. So I used to go to such places, live concerts, live jazz sessions, and that's where I got to connect with a lot of people. So because of the largeness of Joburg, it's not easy for you to go to rehearsals because you have to drive maybe to Midrand, from West Rand or East Rand to somewhere else. It's not easy. So you use the time to just sing in church, if possible. And that's what I was doing during this time.
So it was not only about gospel, we were also doing your jazz.
Yeah, when I got to Melville, Lapana, Sandile, Kontana, we would be doing some sessions where we just go in and sing with whoever was playing. It was such an amazing time. I also am a program director for weddings. So for me, jazz and Afro jazz come in handy, especially in weddings. So in the morning, in the matrimony, I would do a little bit of gospel and romanticize it, you know. Then afternoon, I'm a jazz girl. Yeah. So I do.
I'll call you one day for my wedding.
I'm coming. Consider it done.
Okay. You are an upcoming artist, if I may put it that way. You are still trying to get recognized. People know your music and your writing and how you minister to them. How has it been for you?
I think I'm fortunate, Neo, to be in a very supportive church, spiritual home, which is Hope Restoration Ministries. My pastor, Pastor Percy Mungwai, really embraced the idea of me getting into this venture. But also, I mean, our senior pastor, whom the song that I was just singing now was inspired by. He was preaching last year during lockdown, and he said one of these sentences to say, "Nalena nayo izodlula," you know. And then that stayed with me, and that's how the song Kuzodlula came about. So when the music came out, my entire church embraced it. We even have an online radio station. That is where the song was played for the first time. And big ups to the producer there, Opa, who really did a great job in promoting the song in studio. I've had quite a few interviews before the release and after the release in my church radio station before I could go out. You know, so having a home like that embraces you, that supports you, even in your personal journey, it's such a beautiful experience.
Yeah, as an artist, how important is it for one to have a home where they fellowship at, where they serve at? I mean, you are an artist. So how important is it for you to have where you fellowship at every Sunday?
Spiritually, it's good for you as an artist because you cannot give what you don't have. So going to church every Sunday, listening to your pastor or whoever is preaching on that Sunday, and also you giving to other people free of charge, you know, it's even great, and it teaches you so that by the time you can even go out and sell the music, people will be able to receive because they know you as a giver first, rather than someone who's just going to come and say, buy my music, but we don't see you. You come to church and you go, you don't serve, or you don't come sometimes. So being a daughter or a son in the house is very, very important. And also you have your spiritual parents praying for you. I have a group of girls from church who were actually praying for me during the time when I was in studio. Even now, they are my first people to go to. When I say, guys, we have this campaign, support me, let's pray, we are doing this now. It's so, so, so important.
That's good. Tell us about your EPs now. You recently released the one that you just sang now, Kuzodlula.
Yes. So I actually recorded an EP, like you're saying. It's 2 songs. One is called Kuzodlula, where we are bringing hope to the nation during this time of distress. I mean, for all of us, it's been hard. I know as you are watching, maybe you've lost your job, you've lost your loved ones. There are certain families where 8 people in the family have passed. And sometimes you find that one person dies this week, the following is next week. So people have gone through so much during this time. And Kuzodlula is that song that is coming to you and saying, don't give up, keep strong, stay strong. We serve a mighty God, and this too shall pass. So Kuzodlula is sending to you that message. And whoever is watching, I'm also encouraging even now to say, Kuzodlula, you know, don't give up, don't give up. You will find that job again. You will be happy again if you are not happy right now. Then the second song, Jigelele, is a song that is very personal to me. We used to sing the song when we were young, but when I was working for this international organization I was working for, a lot of international colleagues would come to the office and we would sing the song during our devotions, and they kept on asking, what does it mean, you know? And we explained to them, it says Jesus is king globally. He's the King of Kings globally. So I decided, you know what, let me have an English version of the song and then bring in the Zulu version of the song, and let's have it globally. So the idea of Jigelele now is to get it out there in all these other countries. Mexico is waiting, US is waiting, because already they've heard about the song and they just can't wait to have it and actually dance to it and praise the Lord. We just want to remind people that even through whatever we've been through, Jesus is still the Lord of Lords.
I mean, like you took like 10 years to release your first EP or your first album. Maybe someone at home might be wondering, what were you waiting for all that period?
You know what, I wouldn't say maybe I was waiting for something, but I would say it was God's time now, that I did it now. Sometimes you feel like it's the right thing to do. I felt like it was the right thing to do in 2010. after a prophecy was said by someone who was coming from another country. He just met me at work. He started prophesying about stadiums and things. I mean, everybody was like, no, this is huge. You better record. You better go to studio and record. Just when I was about to go to studio, my company called me to Joburg to come and work here from Durban. So I had to leave everyone that I was going to go into studio with in Durban and start a life in Joburg. And for me, the only explanation is, yes, the prophecy was out. Yes, the word was out that I needed to go into that journey, but maybe that was not the time. That was not the time. Now I felt last year it was the time for me to do it. And the way it has gone, Neo, it shows that God was in it. There's a scripture in Isaiah chapter 60, verse 22. Yes. God says, when the time is right, I, the Lord, will make it happen. And my version says, I, the Lord, will make it happen quickly. And I started this process in October last year. Actually started in studio in November, December. By January, the song was out. And that can only be God. I mean, we all know sometimes there are delays, there are issues in studio, there's that. For me, the process was so smooth of recording this EP because it was time. It was God's time.
Yeah, because like I think we were together around September.
Yes.
And you never mentioned
there
anything.
There was nothing about it.
There was nothing about the song.
Yeah.
January, December, we are seeing the posters and all that. And
exactly.
The song, like, I believe it has been ministering to a lot of people there.
Yeah. You know what? I think my first week after releasing, I was crying every day. Every day. There were times where I'm saying, okay, God, I've cried enough now. It's fine, you know. But I think God just wanted me to see what he was doing in people's lives. So every day, someone would be calling me and saying, when your song came in, I had just lost my mother-in-law who really loved me. And then when I give the person a call, the person says, you know, I never told you that I'm struggling with cancer. So as I listened to your song, I actually got more courage to fight this cancer that I'm battling with. People would send the song to somebody else saying, hey, do you know that Nano has a song? And the person who is receiving the song will say, but I've just lost my wife this morning. Oh. And this song just came on time. You know, so there are those testimonies that keep coming and they keep assuring me that I did the right thing. And I'm praying, my biggest prayer was, Lord, let the song go to the person who needs it. It's not for entertainment. I don't want people to be entertained by the band, the amazing band and the vocalists that are in there, but I want them to listen to the message and be encouraged. So every day when I receive those messages, when people are saying, it's speaking to me, I'm encouraged. I just had a car accident and I heard your song and I'm going to continue. I won't stop. That's for me is the best benefit or fulfillment about the song.
So basically what we are saying that the song was released on the right time.
Yes,
this
absolutely.
Was the perfect time.
Absolutely.
This was the appointed time.
Absolutely.
It's not a coincidence that the song is out.
No. And it was, I actually wanted it to come during this time of COVID because in my heart I felt I've lost things during COVID. My contract ended in September at work. And I know for many people lost their jobs. Some people, it's a wife and a husband. On the same week, they lose their jobs. And people have lost their loved ones during this time. We all need to hear that this too shall pass. Yeah. We all need that message. I needed it. And I knew I needed to send it to someone at home and say, this too shall pass. You know, we remember when HIV came, all of us, we thought we were going to die. All of us, the nation was going to be wiped out. But here we are today, we've got ARVs, people are living, people are surviving with HIV. Sometimes you can't even see someone who is on ARVs now because it's so normalized, we live with it. So same for COVID. Yes, right now we are losing people, but it's going to pass. Now we are having the vaccine coming into the country. People are already starting to take the vaccine. It means this thing is going to pass.
Yeah, kuzodlula. You work with 3 great producers that we have in the country.
Amazing.
As an independent artist, one can just sit down and say, no, man. How did she do that? How did she get that budget?
You know, and what it goes back now to the thing, Yoguti, it was God's time. And God used the 10 years to connect me with the right people that I was going to need in 2020. But those connections happened 2015, 2016, and then we worked together up until 2020 when I needed them to actually work with me. So I knew Joseph because Joseph was friends to Lebu, both of them working with Dr. Domi.
Yeah.
So with the friendship,
actually, all of them.
Yes, and Koli as well. So I actually, maybe let's just name them. It's Lebu Murolo, Joseph Makola, and Koli Tabete, who then became the lead producer of Koli Tabete. So my initial conversation is with Joseph. Joseph, listen, I have a song, and I'm talking about Jigelele at the time. Yeah. I have a song, I wanted to go global. I know Joseph doesn't take small projects, so I come to him, I'm like, yeah, so I want this song to go global, and this is the concept. And Joseph is like, yes, I love the idea, you know. Then I said, can you produce it for me? And he's like, yes. When he was done, he's like, but can you sing? Because he has never had me sing, like you.
No one.
Even Dr. Tomi.
No one.
Everyone.
No one.
So people didn't know I could sing. And I would always be there when there are things for music, but I could never tell anyone. Oh, Mbonanje, I can beg for you, actually. You know?
Yeah.
So then I speak to Joseph. Then he asked me to give him something to listen to, which I did. And then he listened and he's like, okay, cool. We'll work together. A few days later, he asked me to join in the producers talk, which is run on Facebook on Wednesdays. And he says, you must go in there. I want you to listen to something. Then when I went in there, I found out they had this concept now of producing one single, and it was 3 producers producing one single. And the price, the cost of that was half the price that Joseph had quoted me when we were just the 2 of us. And I was like, this is God. I'm taking this one. So I sent to Joseph an SMS. I'm like, dude, I'm taking this deal. And he's like, no, I don't mind. These guys are my friends and they're my brothers. So it's the same. If you work with them, you still work with me anyway. So that's how I got to work with the 3 of them. I couldn't have afforded that. I couldn't. These guys are big. And so for me to get it at that price, I was like, oh my gosh. Then I changed and I said, now I want 2 songs.
Wow.
So the initial one was 1 song. And he was not so keen on Kuzodlula when I explained it. I think I didn't give him the background. And so I just sent him the song and he's like, no, if I had to choose, I'm going to go with Jigelele. But then hearing the cost, I was like, I can do 2. So then that's how I recorded 2. And the backing vocalists that I got are amazing people as well. Amazing people as well. I worked with Bongiwe Matela.
Okay.
Yes, she was my alto. And I had Wandile on tenor. And I had a soprano. There's a girl on soprano. She's got this Sutu name. Oh, my word. Ntamayeng, yes, Ntamayeng. You see, Zulu girl and Sutune, Ntamayeng, baby, if you're watching, I love you. So it's Ntamayeng on soprano, Bongiwe Matela on alto, and then you've got Wandile on tenor.
So what's next for Nanungwa?
Right now, we are promoting and marketing Kuzodlula, and we just want to minister with the song. We want to make sure that a lot of people receive the message, a lot of people are comforted, and hence I'm here with you now. It's part of that campaign. And then a few months down the line from now, we're going to release Jigelele. Brace yourself, we're going to be dancing there. It's a nice jam song.
Wow.
It's amazing.
Very
different, very different from Kuzodlula.
I'm trying to imagine the arrangement of it, the tone of it, and then but I'll just have to wait and see.
It's amazing. You know, something that I can give it to you. When it starts, it says, hey! So that. You're going to dance. You're going to dance.
We will wait and see for that. We will wait and see for that. I wish you could just jam for us. I wish you can just have something for us, but then
No, I'll
we'll
hide
have
it.
to, yeah,
My producers will kill me. I can't sing it now.
we'll have to wait for that. So,
Yeah.
with you, you've been in the industry for 10 years. You mentioned that, and I want to check with you, like the lifestyle of in Durban before you could come this side,
Right.
and to do music.
Right.
You were doing music in Durban. When you came this side, you waited 10 years before you can just do music again. How is the lifestyle there? How is the balance?
You know what? Home is always home. You know a lot of people. And again, I mean, Durban and music, you all know. Music is everywhere. It's easy to find people who are singing. It's not too wide. If you had to travel for rehearsals, it's just 20 minutes, you are there. Unlike Johannesburg, it's so big, people are busy with other things. It's really not an easy province to penetrate in terms of music, Joburg. But Durban, it's so easy. We like such a big community of musicians. You can just get into a place, get into a wedding, you find somebody playing there, you're like, dude, I'm gonna be doing a song, and then the band goes in, and that's it. You don't even really need a lot of rehearsal sessions before doing what you're supposed to do. So I think for me, it's just the fact that Joburg is big. And for you to get to a certain point, you need to drive certain kilometers. And I think Joburg people, friends, we're not as open. We're not as open, Uti, you can just call me now and say, let's do something now. No, we need to plan.
Yeah.
Can't I can call you and say, hey, I'm here. Like, let's do this.
Let's hang out.
It's easy.
Let's chill, yeah.
It's easy.
So this side, you are saying it's kind of...
We are so busy with other things. We're busy with business. We're busy, like we have schedules. Like we are so busy here.
Do you see yourself doing a full album in the
Yes,
future?
absolutely, absolutely. After releasing Jigelele in a few months, I will definitely be thinking of putting together a full album because I've got a lot of other songs that were written, original songs. Some were written by my friends, so they are there. And we just need to now put them and maybe restructure them, rearrange them, and then release them as a full album. But again, we will hear what God is saying during that time.
Okay, so the songs are there. You just need to go to the studio and record them.
Yes, and then hear new messages from God again during that time. What would be happening? What would God be saying to us? Because I would love to be speaking to people about things that are happening during that time.
So before I could let you go, what is it that you want to leave it to those who are close to you, those who are your fans, those who are your supporters?
I call them friends, I call them friends. I just want to say thank you so much for the support that you are providing, both people from the corporate world, because I'm coming from the corporate world. They are supporting me so much. Sometimes I go for interviews during work hours, and my people tune in online, and they listen to my interviews. My church people, Hope Restoration Ministries, thank you so much, from roadies to all campuses. Thank you for the support. To my pastors as well, Pastor Muwai and Mamuruti Muwai, thank you for your prayers and for the support. Rev SC, thank you for that message you preached. This song would never be there if he never inspired it with that sermon. And I would just encourage you guys to continue sharing the music. Share that YouTube link. We are doing so well. For 2 weeks, we have passed 1,000 views.
Wow.
Yes, in 2 weeks. So thank you so much for that. For me, that is very important, you know, for a new artist, a new song, that people are actually streaming. I've got friends in other countries, my Mexico people, US people, even people in Dubai and other African countries, Swaziland. They are actually supporting me so much. So thank you so much for that support, and please continue to download the song. It's available on all digital platforms, and you can also stream it on YouTube. It doesn't matter how many times you've streamed, you can go back and stream again. But thank you so much. Let's get this message out there. If you see someone is going through something, just send them.
whatever we are going through, kuzodlula.
Yes.
COVID elona itlo feta.
Izodlula.
I believe you are on social media.
Yes, I am. People can follow me on Twitter and Instagram. It's at Nano Ngwane. And on Facebook, it's Nano Ngwane Artist. And I also have a personal page, which is Nano Ngwane. But I'm full. I can't take friends anymore. So that's why people can follow me on the Facebook official page. It's Nano Ngwane Artist on Facebook.
No, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Neo, for having me, and all the best with the chats. I look forward to watching other artists and other people that you'll have on your chats.
No, go lebogile nna.
Thank you.
Bagolo ba ka go gae, ke a le leboga. Ke lebogetse gore le re tshwaetse tsebe, le re jele ka tsebe, le re reditse, le re shebile, le sa lebala go subscribe. Ke Neo Modihapule.